So we are seeing a really big shift in terms of rethinking of moving away from a systems view to really take an end-to-end process workflow view to solve this.
Dirk, Marcus, welcome. Marcus, to you first. Generally, how are you seeing telcos manage the implementation of AI and agentic AI?
I think there's a lot of maturing in the industry now, and it's awesome to see companies moving from isolated use cases, experimentation, to really at scale end-to-end workflow usage of AI and also agentic AI. And for me, that's the biggest change now in 2026, moving from small implementations to at scale end-to-end.
What about customer service, Dirk? How are telcos approaching that when it comes to AI?
What we've seen historically, that telco have managed to unify the entry gate for customers contacting and reaching out. But what still happened in the back end, the service agents still needed to look into 5-6 different systems to actually solve their case. So now AI is really a catalyst behind it, because that no longer works. An agent has trouble to branch into so many different systems. So we are seeing a really big shift in terms of rethinking of moving away from a systems view to really take an end-to-end process workflow view to solve this. And this is what the transformation that we are currently seeing.
What about your own customers? What are you hearing from them?
Yeah, so let me just pick one of our existing customers. They have huge contact centers. They have 12,000 people in their field service. And what they were seeing, that they were doing okay in terms of deploying the field agents and the efficiency around there. But the amount of work that was necessary manually to actually get the work orders into the system, with agents needing to pull data from so many different systems to validate, to qualify, to ensure that all the background information was in the case file, was really a problem. And they flipped it around. They had an agent, before a human ever touches that case, do all the legwork for them to make sure that everything is in order, and really giving thousands of hours back to the organization. And the second bit that is for me even more striking, they also made sure that the quality is right. So the feedback we've got ex post is like 90% of the work orders are really of great quality, so no need to rework. So we're seeing a change also in the mental cultural piece of trusting the system suddenly, because it no longer was a POC or anything, but really making sure that the system is delivering quality. 90% is a huge rate, but that only works if you take a different view on your system landscape.
Finally, to you both, can you share a real-world moment, real-world example where AI really delivered value? What was it that made it work, do you think?
For me, one moment that brought value to life was when people moved away from the technical capability, so node summarization, whatever, to actually what generates value, to Dirk's point, to make the work order right, and to understand if I get the work order right, I get the business value realized.
Dirk?
Yeah, I want to build on that. I mean, what I'm seeing is really the shift, the separation of having data somewhere and having workflows and systems somewhere. Agentic AI only works if you bring those two together, that you can contextualize the agent's work with all the relevant information. And that's a hard piece to crack. And everybody is talking about it here. So that's, for me, also the demarcation point that we are seeing right now, that everybody is working on.
Marcus, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.